Good morning, my name is Nicholas Hecko and I'm a watchmaker.
Hello, I'm Andrew. I'm also a watchmaker. Nothing spells the death or near death of a YouTube channel than answering viewer questions, which is exactly what we're doing today.
So we're answering your questions. There are literally just a couple of frequently asked questions that we must get out of our way.
Yep.
But then again, if we to do 2 or 3, we might as well do 5 and 6.
There was a little bit of housekeeping kind of turned into its own video.
Busy, crazy busy Fridays. We've got a lot of things to work on. But let's get into it.
Why do we keep saying we're not YouTubers?
When we are apparently YouTubers.
When we are literally YouTubing at the moment.
Right. Well, the main reason why I feel like we're not, because this video is recorded and every video is recorded in our workshop, in our office, and Andrew is Andrew and me is myself. We wear same shirt on camera as off camera, and actually this video was literally interrupted. Gemma passed me that watch a second ago by a real customer walking into a shop. So this is not set up, this is not presented to look different. There is not a neon light at the back, dark room, you know. That's one thing.
Customers literally sit in these seats and Nick sits just there, basically where you can see us from. You know, this is where we do our business.
Also, the other reason is many, I wouldn't say most, but many YouTube watch channels are focusing on creating fake tension. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of fake drama.
Give us an example.
2 examples.
Oh, okay.
Number 1, there is a YouTuber who bought a Grand Seiko watch, and apparently the hand was not hitting the seconds market exactly. He was very disappointed, and he talked about this and created this in a 5 parts video about drama. Well, if your watch has a problem, okay, you're disappointed, perfectly normal. Next step is take it back to maker and let them rectify the problem. But he didn't want that.
Doesn't make good content.
No. And just milking you for attention on a fake issue is wrong, in our opinion, and we're not YouTubers on that measure.
Yeah, for that reason. Now look, the content we're creating is kind of, yes, it's entertaining, well, at least I hope so, but it's not for entertainment
Can you get
purposes.
me a watch that just came in, please? I want to show viewers what the watch is. The second example is, there's a YouTuber who says, oh, today my guest is ex-Rolex boutique manager. Look, I click on that straight away. I want to, find out more about it. It turned out it was nothing about nothing. And then again, next week, the manager is back again. And a week later, he's back again. To tell what? You are ex-manager. There's not much you can add to your first appearance, which was nothing. Okay? We don't create fake tensions. Yesterday we went down to Patek boutique, and generally I was really nervous. I was tense. Like that was not a fake emotion. That was real, So I think most of our viewers get that straight away. There's another thing. We don't do paid reviews, and there's nothing wrong with the paid reviews. What is wrong?
Paid review is okay. Paid opinion is not okay.
Okay, so there are YouTubers out there who can be bought.
I mean, look, to do a paid review is to review the watch, and maybe you have some sort of relationship with that particular brand. Fantastic. To say specifically what the brand wants you to say is another story, and you can tell. When you're watching it, you can kind of tell, because you can see what's wrong with maybe the product, what you probably won't like, and it's just glossed over. Like they really don't talk about those things. It's just why this is really great, which is half of a review, really. So
if not more.
If not more.
The other thing is, we're not YouTubers because our content is raw. We don't over edit. We don't polish. There is no script. We sat down, I have a list of questions, nothing else. Where real YouTubers, really good YouTubers, they literally sit in front of a camera and read the content of the video. I can't stand that.
And rehearse. Practice. And they're polished. It's very good.
Over polished.
It makes it nice to watch. We don't really care.
It's really your Rolex with, 5 years old Rolex with lugs polished to death.
Okay.
This is a watch that interrupted our video just a second ago. Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch.
Yep.
Lovely piece. What's the problem?
Cracked plexi.
Yeah, fantastic.
Funnily enough, if he wore it in the shower, it wouldn't have happened. So he's left it on the little sill, the bench, taken a shower, accidentally knocked it off when he came out, and it smashed on the floor.
And the moment we hit end of the video, we're going behind the bench and we're going to replace the crystal and do an inspection and water resistance and all sorts of things.
Yep.
That's what we do. So we're not YouTubers, we're watchmakers.
Yeah.
All right. I think we hammered this enough.
Quick side shoot for the Moonwatch guys. This is why we like plexis. This one is cracked and it needs to be replaced. But the good thing about a plexi is it doesn't shatter. You don't get tiny little particles of glass fly through the movement and scratch your dial. And it's much cheaper to replace this than it is to do a sapphire crystal.
Yeah.
So that's why we like plexis.
Yep. Again, we can't wait to get into it. That, and another 50 in the
50
queue.
repairs, yeah. If anyone watching who has a repair with us, I apologize. We will get there.
Yeah, maybe. Number 2, why are you on YouTube? Do you know how many dedicated YouTube channels, watch channels are out there?
No idea.
About 6,000.
Okay.
Right? And out of 6,000, only about 50 have more than 100,000 subscribers.
Wow, there you go.
So we're in a
And we're part of that 50.
We're part of a very small club. And next level is only 25 would have 250,000 subscribers or more.
Wow, okay.
Now, it's not just about numbers. There are very few, if any, YouTubers out there who are in a business of buying, selling, repairing, and making watches. And that's us. We do those 4 things. And I feel that our voice should be out there and heard, because I believe strongly that we have something to offer watch community.
Yeah, that's fair
being
enough.
in that position.
Probably your more popular videos are like the buying and selling, I guess, the guys that go around and, you see their interactions and that kind of thing. And then on the flip side of that, there are a lot of makers that do YouTube videos. They really don't have very many views at all, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And then you've got like, your watch video specialists where they go to, factories and talk to people and do interviews. So there really isn't someone that covers kind of everything, I guess, which is nice.
And in that chicken combo, there is also a 5th piece, which is we are located in the very epicenter of watch trade in Sydney.
In Australia, really?
Yeah. So literally across the road is Patek, on the other corner is everyone else, You got your Lange behind us, there's a Tudor in the same building.
Roger Dubois.
Yeah. Who else? Cartier.
So Rolex, Breitling, Omega.
Hublot.
Yeah, if we go down that way, it's Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Patek, Piaget, Hublot, Panerai. IWC's there as well. Across from them is Tudor, and
Omega,
then Roger Dubois.
next corner.
Van Cleef and Arpels. Omega's had 3 bloody boutiques within 100 meters.
And all the multi-brand stores as well. This is all within, I say, 100 meters.
Literally, quite literally, within a block.
Did you mention Vacheron?
I didn't even talk about Vacheron. They're across from Tudor. Yeah, they are. They do have a shop. It's never got anyone in it. But
so we are physically present here, and what would I like to do more is us going to those boutiques, talking to.
How dare we forget Lange?
Oh, did you forget?
How dare we? They're next to Tudor, across from Vacheron, literally like 50 meters away.
Yeah, I would like more content like that, where we actually are on the street, in boutiques, in shops, talking to boutique managers, staff.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to do that.
But also talking to customers. I would like to. My favorite video so far is the one without you.
Yeah, okay.
You know which one?
With Nihar.
The citizen enthusiast.
Yes.
That is the kind of content I would like to create more.
He was very knowledgeable. I don't think there's many people, especially even who are watching, who know that much and also are confident enough to come on in front of camera and really argue with you, try to convince you of something. So that was
he was doing
cool.
a fantastic job. Nihar, you're a gentleman. But again, as you said, maybe 1 in 1,000 would sit down and introduce himself as, my name is so-and-so, and I do so and so, and I'm here because of so and so. Leaving a comment on the video is easy. Sitting down in this chair is hard, but that's what we want. We want more of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, that's why we're on YouTube. Number 3, we have to go much faster. Yeah. Top advice to novice watchmaker.
Not going to fix itself.
Okay.
Yep.
So number 1, there is no such a thing as a novice watchmaker, right? You're either watchmaker or you're not.
Yeah.
But someone who is getting into watches, my top advice is start disassembling a working watch. You cannot start with a broken watch. That's the biggest mistake. People go online, buy a broken watch, and they want to learn on it.
Maybe because it's cheaper, because they think they're going to learn how to fix it, but
No.
it's not the case.
Seagull movement. Get into it, and we should get into it ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
So you start disassembling perfectly working movement. Even better, you have 2.
Yep.
You have 1 to kind of observe and 1 to work on, and that's the way to go. That's how we teach watchmaking.
Yeah.
Your advice?
I've got one very useful piece of advice, and I will give you 2 honorable mentions as well. So the main piece of advice, when you're talking about fixing watches, because that's really what you're doing as a watchmaker, it's degrees of freeness. Freeness is the key. It should be free. This wheel should be free. This lever should be free. When things are not free, that's where the problems are.
Yeah.
So when you have a watch that isn't free for some reason, it's going to affect your performance.
A free watch is the one that keeps perfect time, and there's nothing wrong
And
with
it feels good when you're changing the time. The date ticks over nicely. It's not slow. So you have your watch. It has an issue. You can see that because it's not performing. Why? Because something isn't free. That's literally the reason.
Or broken.
Or broken.
So broken or not free.
You know what it is? It's still not free because if it's broken, it isn't freely turning anymore.
Yeah.
So that's just think of it like that. Something isn't free. Why isn't it? This wheel's a bit jittery because it's really worn, because the lubrication's gone. That's how you kind of have to think about it. Now, just quickly, honorable mentions. Read. There are so many fantastic watchmaking repair manuals written by people who are like god tier status at WASTEP. They've got statues for how good they were as a teacher, right? These people have written books, and they are so packed with information. Do not leave it to AI. Do not leave it to YouTube.
No.
Read from the people who literally teach the world's professionals, right? That's one. Second thing, if you can't get your tools to a perfect condition, you shouldn't be touching a watch. Your screwdrivers need to be absolutely perfect, and your tweezers, practice filing them down and sanding them and shaping them. Yeah. And when you have that down, then you start working on watches. Because if you can't do that, it's pointless. Yeah. So that's my second honorable mention.
Very good. Number 4. What is the difference between 3rd generation watchmaker and a 1st generation watchmaker?
I suppose the first generation doesn't know he's the first generation. Yeah.
Right. Well, yes, I think the question is because I sometimes refer to myself as being a 3rd generation master watchmaker. I'm very proud of the fact that my dad was a watchmaker, my grandfather was a watchmaker, and we trace back to a 4th generation watchmaker. And because I kind of adopted you are now 5th generation watchmaker or whatever. Yeah. The bottom line is this: for many years, watchmaking was nothing but just another trade. Yeah.
And you see so many times throughout history, even with the really famous guys, the apprentice ends up marrying, the master's daughter or wife after he passes away. It just to keep it in the family, to keep that name, to keep the workshop. So it ends up for watchmaking, for some reason, it always ends up being like a familial affair. So you've got 3 generations of your family, plus obviously Josh. But who taught your grandfather? That's another generation. And then who taught him? So there was,
We're going all the way back to Monkey.
Yeah, there was a first dude.
With the hourglass.
We don't know who that is, but
yeah. Again, nothing fancy. I didn't pick my trade. Actually, I was told many times, almost daily, if I fail in life, I will end up like a watchmaker. Yeah. So there you go.
I failed big time. Unfortunately.
They used to say, if you fail, you'll become one of us. Yeah, right? Okay. So they failed already.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5. Why do you hate Citizen?
We don't hate anyone. We don't hate Citizen. We don't even hate Rolex. It's just we don't like them as much, maybe because we don't understand their value. We don't come into contact with them often enough.
I think this question really hurts because as I speak, as we record this, we have a Citizen lathe, automated, the Swiss type, Japanese-made Citizen Miyano lathe, on the way to Sydney. Will be installed in 4 weeks' time, and then there will be.
That's our second Citizen lathe, by the way.
And there is a trainer coming, an expert coming to Sydney to our workshop to spend 1 week with us, showing us fine details of that particular lathe. So it will be hands-on experience, and we're talking hundreds and hundreds thousands of dollars. So we don't hate Citizen.
Yeah, we've definitely spent more money with Citizen than anyone else who's watching this.
Yeah. What I hate, and I often use Citizen as a generic brand to make a point. I hate the fact when a brand is not capable of establishing itself in a public to a customer in a proper light.
Okay.
Meaning, if your watch is $1,000 retail, and it can be had for $600, there is this big problem that only a brand can fix.
Okay. So what are you saying? More education for dealers, I guess.
Yeah, it's a very difficult to explain because, of course, as a viewer, you want to get a watch as cheap as possible. But that is that heavy discounting is damaging to a brand and makes dealers like us disinterested.
Yeah.
Why should I compete with 20 other Citizen dealers when they're selling a watch with $5, $10, $20 profit? That's not enough for sustainable business.
Yeah.
This is why I'm against. If the watch is $1,000, it should be $1,000, maybe $950, but it cannot be $500, $600.
Yeah, they're fostering a race to the bottom. You know, they give dealers a margin for a reason, obviously, so everyone can make money and be happy. But when you don't when you don't ensure that they're actually being sold for what they're worth, then you've just got a crappy product now, unfortunately.
Yeah. We have literally 10 minutes for that.
Yep.
That's no problem.
Okay.
Tell her that.
Yeah, please, Sarah, come on in.
Are you going to
Should I stop?
save? Interrupted again. So Omega pocket watch just came in, 1940s, very late 40s, 38.5T caliber, fully repairable. Not a mystery to us at all. But the problem is mismatched hands. So some
has been replaced in the past. Yeah.
A lovely project again. Can't wait to get into it. And I think I have a set of hands somewhere.
So not only has this video stopped us from doing a repair, we've got 2 more. Fantastic.
Why? Let me address this elephant in the room. There is a massive problem with brands, watch brands, not training, educating their retailers about the product. Okay, a couple of years ago I was involved with a brand, not watch brand, different industry altogether, and I was also writing a daily newsletter about the product.
Yep.
I was begging manufacturer to provide information. I said, allow me access to juicy stuff, or invite me in your repair shop, or let me talk to your engineers. No. It was over, we don't have time, we don't really need this to promote the product. This is a huge mistake. So again, I'm using Citizen as a generic name, but it could be any name. You need to educate your retail people.
Staff.
And us, your dealers as well. You need to, every 6 months, it has to be compulsory. A meeting, we sit down and you do 15 points review on your new stock, on your new arrivals, not us.
I think if the dealers are treated like a receptacle to buy the watch, say for example, Citizen does all the work, they have all the lovely photos, they do their little YouTube video that no one watches, and because of that, you go out, you go, I want to buy that watch. And then you go to the dealer, and the dealer's just there as a middleman to literally provide you that box with the watch in it. That's why that thing's getting discounted. The dealer couldn't care less about the watch because he doesn't know what it's worth. You couldn't care less where you're getting it from because maybe you haven't even been explained it enough in person, which is different to seeing their little YouTube videos. So it's kind of, the dealer needs to respect the watch, and the only way for that to happen is for the brands to force them to do that by educating them.
Again, one more time, I have said I hate Citizen, but it is a very generic statement. I hate every brand where either product is sold above recommended retail price or way down below recommended retail price.
Yeah.
If it's within 10%, I love it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's fine.
Okay, that's number 5.
Yes.
I think we are down to 1 or 2 more questions. When are you going to review some more AliExpress watches?
I don't know if we
Never.
Yeah.
We've done it.
Sorry, guys.
We had a watch that arrived to workshop. We would never ever look actively or place an order for AliExpress watches. That's not us. And you know what? That market segment on YouTube is well covered. There are thousands, hundreds at least of reviewers who review that segment. It's not us. Okay.
Well, I don't think we can't add. It's not necessarily that we don't want to. We can't add anything to that. We've already said our piece. You know where we stand on fake and replica, and also homage watches. Anything beyond that is just
well,
pointless.
if we review the stuff, we're deducting from enjoyment of AliExpress enthusiasts.
That's fine.
Number 7.
Yep.
What have you learned being on YouTube for 9 months? Well, 3 things. Number 1, the viewers are highly fragmented and tribal in nature. I thought that people who watch videos are more open-minded and more interested in a watch as a timepiece rather than watch as a brand. Unfortunately, most of you are just in your little club, in your little church, where you just love your Citizens, you love your Seikos, you love your Rolex, you love your Omegas, you know, any brand, and there's very little overlap.
Yeah, okay. It's a bit more of an echo chamber, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So the moment we talk highly about Seiko, for example, we're immediately offending everyone else. The moment I express my Rolex opinion, I'm offending, you know, entire Swiss industry or something like that. I think I'm surprised that this is a situation. I'm really, really surprised that you guys are not a little bit more kind of
I would like to say,
spread.
to be fair, I would like to say that our subscribers are maybe a little more spread because we do videos that are so spread, if that makes sense. Like, you know, we're talking with some brands up and talking other ones down and doing this, going to boutiques and that. So I think maybe we'll cut our viewers a little bit of slack, but generally, for sure, the YouTube audience en masse is like that. Like, that's what I like.
Yeah.
And if anything comes outside that, I just unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second thing I learned is actually very encouraging. I thought that on our first video, every single comment, first 500 comments will be, your English is crap, why do you even talk in public with, you know, being unable to express yourself properly in English. English is a foreign language to me, and there is very little chance and hope that I will ever progress beyond this level. But that's not the case. I think this is not the. I think YouTube is doing great job by translating this broken English into
something useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to remember
subtitles.
It's a global platform. There are probably more people that don't speak English on YouTube than ones that do.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think with AI as well, I think YouTube has a pretty good shot at deciphering your speech.
So I'm very, very, very positively encouraged then that you. I mean, you suffer, but you're kind enough not to complain too much about it.
It's not so bad. To be fair, it's not so bad.
The third thing I learned is that most of our audience, most viewers, you are very humorless. It's very hard to make you laugh.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we're not very good at it.
No, we're not good, but you know, I think most of you are obviously technically minded people, and you're more factual, and it's very, very hard to make you laugh. Okay. And but that's not the biggest problem of all.
Very good.
Number 8. What is the most frustrating thing for being on YouTube?
Thing about being on YouTube?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think it's that race to bottom. Everything is expensive. Everything is overpriced. That's difficult to digest.
It is. I'm trying to think because I'm not really. I'm just a person who comes in, you come in with the idea, this is what we're going to talk about. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. We do about 30 seconds worth of research and then I start talking. And I also don't deal with the consequences of YouTube. For example, so many more repairs in, or, I saw you on YouTube and I have this thing. That's kind of where I deal with the consequences, but that's kind of my job as well. So it doesn't really become frustrating, I guess, for me.
Watches are not overpriced, in my opinion. Again, maybe I'm too close to manufacturing side.
Yeah.
It is expensive to manufacture a watch like Seiko 5. And you said, like, $300 or $350 watch wholesale price, it's a miracle.
Yeah,
it's a miracle of engineering and manufacturing.
Like, just think of the wages that company has to pay. It's crazy.
Yeah. I know you say, okay, made in China, they can do better, they can put a sapphire, they can do this and that. I strongly believe, and this is backed up by facts, by industry insiders who have confirmed my suspicion that this watchmaking industry in China is heavily subsidized. Okay, just leave it there. If you think that the sapphire crystal can be manufactured, made, and cut and polished, and for $5, that's not true.
And you know what it is? Scratched crystals keep us in business.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Seiko.
Yeah.
Literally powering the independent watchmaker.
It shouldn't be 500, but it's definitely not $5. So it's somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 9, and I think that's the last one. Why are you not excited about exposed movements? This is another kind of sort of watchmaking question.
Well, I remember the day when it was very early on in our relationship with Seiko, and Aaron was here, and he said, because you were picking which watches you want to get, and there were a few open heart ones. And he said, why don't watchmakers like the open heart? Because he sells to a few different watchmakers. Why don't you like open hearts or open casebacks? It's because you're essentially putting a clear bonnet on your Toyota Camry. No one wants to see that engine. That engine is not a remarkable feat of engineering compared to a Ferrari. Yeah, you want to see the Ferrari engine. You want a clear glass over that. So the reason we don't like it is
because we are damaged.
We are so oversaturated with the higher echelon of watchmaking that seeing the lower echelon just kind of is like, oh, why are you showing that? We're a little bit snobby, I think.
And look, this is a perfect example. What just came in for service? 1940s. The finish on this pocket watch, Omega pocket watch from 1940s, is amazing.
Yeah.
Great finishes. Workmanship has been achieved 100 years ago. But, we're still kind of sometimes looking back at the monkeys,
Having said that, someone did make a comment, I think maybe this was in an email, where, yes, that open case back might inspire some young kid, some new person to watchmaking or to watches in general, to look deeper. That doesn't look like, a 4R30, whatever. That's, wow, look at this thing, a feat of engineering, the same way that we look at, your Patek with your sapphire case back. So in that way, yes, it is useful. It's just we are probably snobby and just oversaturated with really, really fine stuff that when we see a 4R with a clear case back, just put a solid case back with a really interesting engraving or something. That I see that as cool.
Yeah. And you use the word snobby.
Too far?
No. I understand that we can come across as being snobs, but we're not. We talk about, we review $20 watch for a reason, because we're fascinated by mass-produced quartz movements, right? There's a reason for that. But you have to also understand, we see high-grade stuff every day. And there is a big difference between finish on NH35 Seiko S7S26 movement and high-end horology. Okay. Saying all that, we do understand and appreciate that you like see-through casebacks.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
There is certainly a place for it. It's just not in this particular workshop. That's all.
Last question, end of channel. When this channel is going to close down. Very, very certain about one thing. The day you start leaving comments, these guys are fake, they are not authentic, this is all made up, we're done. It will be time for us to kind of quietly disappear. So channel is in your hands, and we do our best to remain authentic and spread our message. And our message is transfer of skills and knowledge.
Yep.
So thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend, and we have a lovely video, I think a very important one, maybe on Sunday, maybe early Monday. We talk about our favorite Seiko 5 watch being absolutely thrashed. And lots of emotions in this video, so stay tuned and make sure you do subscribe because you don't want to miss this one. That was us. See you next time.
See you next time.
Okay, that's it. Save done.
Please come on in.